and welcome to another episode of Roll for Story, the Claude Coast arc. Oh, okay. Last session, you guys were left in a pretty bad spot as you continue to navigate this underground dungeon. You discovered the lower chambers seem to be well more decorated, more fitted for living spaces, and you discovered a chamber with paintings depicting all but one of the nine muses. And Irina, you kind of began to match them up, noting that although they seem to represent their ideals and what arts they would perform, the physical descriptions of them were somewhat different. Some of them seem to have animalistic or mutated like features, ones bearing uh, like a single curved horn, another one seemingly having like hooves instead of like cloven hooves instead of feet, and so on and so forth. And as you went around the corner, you found another living space. This one seemed clear that there were evidence of what's his name, Harthir's belongings, as well as possibly some of the other guards' uniforms. You also found out that these statues are not merely lifelike statues; they are, in fact, humans petrified, and you could actually see through them uh, using your shadowy vision. You came to a locked door, which didn't take long before you worked out that one of the muses' names, the Muse of Romance, was the password to unlocking it, revealing a large, kind of almost like bathhouse, effectively. There's a pool of water with a two-headed snake statue basically pouring the water out of their fangs. You found a number of different bath bombs that you played around with, made, I think you made, yeah, it was Kashan. You made him smell of onions, even though the bath bomb definitely wasn't onion to begin with, Llewellyn. Um, and you found another locked door as well that when you peered underneath, you could see there was a large bed chambers. And Kashan managed to get the door unlocked, but as he pulled down on the handle, a symbol appeared on the door and exploded in front of you. This sent everyone into a bout of madness, and they began running around, spinning on the spot, or just fleeing from the symbol that they just witnessed, speaking complete gibberish. And yeah, after you had to run after them, Llewellyn, you realized that they had burst open through the double doors and into the main hall, where a red carpeted, um, where a red carpet flowed all the way up to a set of steps and a throne, sort of enveloped in snakes. And sitting between between two large succulent was a female figure you recognized, the Mistress of the Sands. And there were two Tlin Kali guards, the scorpion centaur creatures, and a battle ensued where you tried to charge forward. There was spike cactuses that erupted next to you. They The Tlin Kali put up a fight, but then it wasn't until Captain Mansour suddenly appeared from around a pillar and took out poor Andy, who was in the midst of using a counter charm to prevent the Tlinkali from being completely charmed. They sort of came to their senses for about a round before Andy got knocked out, and then the tune was cut short. At this point, things got bad, and you began to run away. They chased you down the corridor, managed to take out one of the Tlinkali, whilst the other one dragged Llewellyn away. Also, there's this green dancing sword that is following you, trying to catch up, but it's not as fast as everyone else. And it's not until you got right back up into the corner when you, I think you launched a fiery spell, or was it a I think it was a fireball, wasn't it? That kind of erupted in that space, and you heard a voice sort of scream out, and as the invisibility faded and the illusion melted away, you saw the Mistress of the Sands, or Euterpe, suddenly appear as a full, large creature. Their actual true form was revealed. It is some sort of like sphinx-like creature with the top half of a woman and the lower half of like a lion-like creature. It's large, muscular paws with these sharp claws at the end, and she kind of looks shocked that you're able to suddenly like see her for her true form, but she doesn't look too injured as far as you're concerned. She's only taken a bit of damage from one or two collateral spells, but three of you are down. Kishan, it is actually your turn, and yeah, what do you do?
Oi, right, so we need to go and get Llewellyn.
Yeah,
I but
you can see him from here.
oh, I can. I thought I
He's
couldn't.
about 80 feet away.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Wow, you didn't get far out the door, did you? I thought you were there. Oh, that's such a hassle.
I was, but I got dragged back. You
The
just see.
man sort of tries to like get in front of your face effectively. He's clearly interposed between you and this strange creature.
My chalk would still be active at this point, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Cool.
you've had
Never
little
mind.
little success so far in knocking him out. He seems quite thick-skinned,
Oh, he is.
tough as nails.
Whoop.
Oof,
I want no head though.
that one is a good hit. Crack him around the head.
How was he looking, by the way?
Yeah, he looks rough. From the last two turns you've seen, he's been pretty bloody.
Cool. Bear with me. Wow, I haven't got a lot of key left. I'm just gonna go for a third punch instead of. No, I need to take him down. No, flurry of blows. Let's
All
just
right.
end this. Oh, come on. Wait. First tech. Oof, that'll do. Could I have a dexterity save, please?
That one might work.
Oh, hold up. Let me just double check. Yeah, because I think it's the dex to be knocked prone, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
It is, yes.
All right. Saving throw.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Ooh.
That passes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it does.
Oh,
For
yeah, he
one.
does. He manages to stay on his feet.
I'll go for another one then. Miss.
Oh, yeah, this time he dodges out of the way. Your fist kind of impacts like, one of his shoulder pads. He's still standing.
I'll just take a step into my my shadow image.
Okay. Yeah, you've got that back up, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, then, Captain Mansell tries to shake himself from the dazed pummeling that you've been giving him. And gonna use his second wind. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. All right. So you see him steady himself, grits his teeth. His eyes kind of look a bit bleary for a moment, like refocuses on you, grips his his greatsword with two hands, and then resumes his fighting pose. He is, yeah, going to take two swings at you. Okay. Oh yeah, disadvantage. Let me get that.
Don't
Try
do
that
that to
again.
me.
Okay, well it would have been would have been worse. Okay, so you do take 13 points of slashing damage as he brings the greatsword down, managing to catch you in a wide arc such that he's not affected by the blur. When you're struck by this, the displacement cloak falters for a moment and it begins to give you a more steady image. With that, you can now get a solid swing. 22, yeah, that's a hit. 11 points of slashing, and you start to feel the hurt. He's nowhere near as healthy as you are, but he's cutting you down a little bit. I think that's it. Yep, he's done a good job of that. Okay, Mistress of the Sands has noticed that you are most likely somewhat immune to more beguiling like spells.
Hmm?
So instead, well, I've got two options.
Kill or be killed.
I can either retreat, but there's only two of you left up. Let's move the sword first. Teal doesn't have enough movement to get towards you, but in the distance behind her, you can see this whirling sword that continues to fly towards you. And it seems as though while she's playing the flute, it's like dancing to the same tune. Okay. Yeah. Elves aren't known for their damaging spells. Problem? You kind of force me to use them. Okay. It's really not much. Guess I could just upcast a shatter. Yeah. Yeah, it's like the best thing I can do. You've proven to be rather resilient, my music. He looks into your ears and got cotton in your ears or something? Or are they just extra fluffy? I'm not sure.
Huh?
Oh, of course, yes, you can't hear me. Because maybe you can hear this instead. And yeah, she lets out like a sharp chord, and you see like almost a physical blast fire forward from the end of the flute. And as it impacts the ground, you see it explode from that point, cracking the stone, toppling some of the columns. And yeah, she's going to cast Shatter and basically just slap it right there. So I think you need to make a Constitution save, Ishan.
Gotcha.
I think it's just out of range. What is the range on Shan?
Con
10
save.
foot radius, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just in front of you, Irina. You're barely within reach. I think 5, 10, 5, 10. Yeah, oh god, it is, isn't it?
Oof.
10-foot radius like that.
Yep.
That's not fun.
Nope. Okay, Irina, I need you to make a con save as well. You've managed to get it just in the right space. To hit both of you.
Do the earplugs do anything? Because we gave ourselves earplugs.
It's true, but this thing is so loud that it's not just a component of the spell. It is an explosion of sound that just erupts. It goes perhaps through your body more than it does your ears. You know, and you feel that bass so hard, it's like rattles your rib cage. Okay, they're both fails, I'm afraid. And she's gone for a upcast 4th level, so that's going to be extra 2d8. So 5d8. Wow, I rolled low. Pretty bad roll. 16 points of thunder damage to both of you, and you're still up, no problem, looks like. But there you go. Oh, that was a bad roll. Yeah, nonetheless, the earplugs don't do much to protect you against this mighty, thunderous blast. Okay.
It's a good job you upcast it as high as you did. If you'd upcast that one level lower, you wouldn't have got the 8. It would have been really pathetic.
What do you mean?
Well, it was 5d8 and it was the 5th d8 that was the 8 in your damage.
yes,
So
I
if
see
you'd
what you're
done
saying.
third level, it would have only done
Yeah,
like 7
It-
damage or something.
Sorry, what
it
kind
would
of
have
damage
done.
was that?
Yeah, it would have done peanuts.
Thunder.
Absolute peanuts.
Thunder.
Okay. That is going to be her go. She's just going to move back a little bit, and you know what? I haven't done until now.
I don't suppose I could take an attack of opportunity on there.
Because you do have a weapon that would have reach.
I have Chainly Dave on my hip.
Um, so look,
Has 10-foot reach, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
it is. But you're using your staff in both hands, aren't you?
I don't know. It hasn't stopped me doing it before.
You can attempt an attack of opportunity.
To be honest, that with a monk at this level, there's no point in doing it two-handed. You don't get any extra damage because it's a monk weapon.
Natural 20.
Yeah, of course.
And
All right. She seems to shrug it off nonetheless, though. Like it wasn't really that much of an issue for her.
I
seems-
just kind of see her trying to move towards Llewellyn, so I just kind of wrap it around her leg and pull her back.
Ugh. She just like untangles it, and then plays a quick little sharp tune on her flute to inspire Captain Mansell. And it's like the same tune that is the haunting melody, but like sped up. Okay, that's it. It's okay. Ooh, Irina?
I guess like I kind of have like two options at this point. Kashan, do you need help with the mansaw, or are you good?
Get the big pitch.
Okay. How?
On today.
This is a really difficult decision here. How bad does Mansell look?
He's bloodied, but he gained his composure a little bit when he used the second wind.
But
But
he
he's-
is under
he's
the
still bloodied
Hexblade's
up.
curse. So, but I'm pretty rough myself. Okay. Let me just do a double check. Because I need to.
Fight is actually down to the wire by the looks. Like 2v2. Practically. But, oh yeah, Llewellyn just got dragged off further. That's all that happened.
Trying to remember if anyone's been hit with your Eldritch Blast to get any charges.
You missed a lot last time.
I think I only hit him the once. He is under the Hexblade's curse, though.
Yeah. You might be able to bring him down.
Yeah, but I could also potentially hit the guy carrying Llewellyn and drag him backwards. This is where my debate is.
Can you
but
see him from
I
there now?
think-
Because he's moved.
Yeah, but you got to remember how far my Eldritch Blast can go if I moved.
Oh, I know
forwards.
that. But
I think
he's gone
but I
around the
think-
corner.
No, I think the sensible thing to do is to go here. Let's see if I can hit him. He's pretty hefty, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah. And you a lot of plate to get through. Oh, yeah. One last thing.
That one hit.
Uh, yeah, even with a minus D6, it's gonna hit. Because I just
And
remembered you're still synaptic static.
because then what?
You got
You've
hit with
been
a
synaptic
synaptic
static.
static.
Yeah.
Right, doesn't make any difference to this roll. So, yeah, you cut him.
And he
He's got
takes extra damage due to
stack.
Hexblade's curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
he
extra damage is that?
I think he takes my proficiency bonus. So that's
Six.
5. I'll find it now. There it is. The bonus equals your proficiency bonus. So yeah, 5.
Yeah. Extra 5. Extra 5 is huge. He is definitely flagging.
Also, any attack roll you make against the cursed target on a critical hit is a critical hit if you roll a 19.
And that's what she did. That's a 19 on the
You roll a
dice.
19. Oh! Alright, you can roll an extra D8 as well. Use the dice tray there at the bottom. Got a
Sick.
6?
So
Telling you, that
that-
completely undoes his second wind at this
so
rate.
that's 17 plus 5, 22 damage.
All done. All good. Yeah, he staggers back. Holds himself. He's flagging. And you can see although no one else can, you can definitely tell his fuse has been lit.
Yeah, that's my turn. I'm bracing myself now.
Okay, alright. Yeah, it's coming up to him, isn't it? Alright. Valen, you're still unconscious. Kashan, you're up.
Yeah, I'm a hit. Big old twat. Doink.
So here,
And another one.
just misses. This time he manages just to parry it out of the way, but he's looking completely expired,
I don't want to waste my.
taking like heavy breaths. Yeah, is still standing. Kind of knocks back, almost falls back into Utopia, and she pushes him back to his feet.
Oh, I hate that. That's my turn.
It's your turn, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, you've done so much damage to him. He steadies himself for one final stand. And let's see who to go for.
I literally just turned to Kashan. If he gets me, avenge me.
Yeah.
I
Remember,
will.
He's going for you, Kashan.
What? No, get hurt.
Yeah, you're the more proficient fighter.
yeah,
And
and
he needs to take you down.
I had a plan.
and if he goes to hit you, Irina, don't forget your Hexblade's armor of hexes.
Okay.
Because that would apply.
Yes.
At disadvantage. Let's back up. It's the end of my turn.
Okay. Yeah, I always forget displacement cloak.
Let's
Cloak
go.
of displacement. If you take damage, the function ceases until the start of the next turn. Yeah.
Oh,
All
sorry.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's either way. It's the same. Okay.
Because it's quick
So
rounds.
yeah, he will try to like catch an image of you with his sword. Oops, disadvantage. Keep forgetting to click it. So it'll be an 11.
Be
So yeah, it's a
missed.
miss. Oh. Yeah, it tries again. Screw it.
No, go for
18?
her. God damn.
Hey!
Ah!
Okay, that hits. Right.
Yeah, that would hit.
He connects, clipping you just on the arm as you're about to dodge out of the way, and then he just recklessly swings and then catches you for 14 slashing. You're looking bloody as well. It's down to the wire, guys. But he looks like he's done after that. He's sort of
Oh, it's not.
he almost just falls afterwards. I think anything else he can do? That is action surge. It's on second win. Yeah, we're done now. Cool. Uh, all right, yeah, that's me. Cool. Back to you, Turfy, who's still standing there. She's gonna get the sword to fly in first of all. Swings round behind you guys, and yeah, this one's going for you, Kashan. Now that your image is down, she's got what's +9 to hit with this. Yeah. Okay. 19 hits. She gets a good strike as she just manipulates the blade to swing around and slice at you. But I forget the damage. Okay, it is. Okay, damage. All right, gotcha. I believe it is this plus this. Meh. It's only 6 points of damage, but she's not made for fighting necessarily. So that sword swings around, clips you, and after that, mm, oof, okay, you're both still pretty healthy. He's gonna need to knock you down to size, but you're grouped up. He is gonna cast another shatter, and this time we'll go for a third. Yeah. So both of you make Constitution saving throws as he lets off another thunderous boom behind you.
Oh,
Does not
holy
fail.
crap! I passed a con save.
That's a success. All right. 48, 13 points of thunder damage to you, Kashan, and only 7 points to Irina. Managing to perhaps plug your ears in time this round. But man, are both of you looking really low. It's still down to the wire. She is gonna attempt to move away again.
Attack of opportunity.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
Hey, okay. You blunder this time, and Captain Mansell is just like on top of you, like unconscious body, and just practically trying to stop you. All right. The Lamia has moved. She goes up to, yeah, just about here. Okay. She is retreated to a safer distance, and it is back to you, Irina.
All right. I can't move away now. So
uh,
yeah,
does
but
an
if I
attack
kill
do
him, I get hit points back. So
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to kill him.
Yeah, do it.
Jeez.
Okay. The one. That's a
To hit.
24.
It is.
And
And
he explodes.
he does explode. Are you actually going for lethal damage here?
Yes, I am. He killed Andy's dad. I'm going for lethal.
He was following the law. The lawman erupts in flame
Well,
and
we're about to
explodes.
lay down the law.
I like the idea that I take his head off, like poetic justice in a
You
weird way.
fought the law, and you won.
Suddenly the room smells of toast.
This man,
That's just Andy
who-
dreaming of fresh baked bread.
the man who,
I mean, she's
don't
asleep
forget,
right now.
was willing to help you as well in that negotiation you had with him. He was someone who was trying to get to the bottom of this. Something who was still on the side of the people.
I'm not
Yes, I think
convinced
this
of
is-
that.
I think the DM is trying to tell us something, guys.
I'm trying to say that this is a
We should kill
dramatically.
him more.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm saying that this guy was potentially a good guy, but just caught on the wrong side of the adventurers. That's all. And yeah, down he goes. With, if you really wish to decapitate him, you do so, and his head rolls onto the floor, dead.
Does the head explode?
No, his whole body is just explodes, but his head is just on the floor. Okay. Anything else, Irina? You're still going.
You gain back health.
I mean, what else can I do?
You could.
To gain back the health.
Oh no, I need to do that.
Yeah, what health? What health do you get?
Where is it? I've left it.
Hit
Oh my god,
warlock
Irina
level
was
plus
a
charisma
necromancer
modifier.
this whole time.
What was that, James?
Warlock level plus charisma modifier.
Uh,
So that's like 18 health back or something.
Yeah. 19.
And if you really wanted to buff up your HP, you could also raise him as an accursed spectre.
You can do what?
It's your 6th level Hexblade ability,
Yeah. I
which
forget I can do that.
which also gives you temporary hit points equal to half your warlock level.
Does...
She is a necromancer.
You don't know that.
Yeah, you're unconscious. I'm just imagining
Um,
Irina looks to Kashan. Don't tell
Right,
anyone
hang on.
about
Let
this.
me one thing at a time. 19 hit points come back to me, so that's someone help me math. 42 plus 19. 50.
You just do like this.
61.
61.
If you don't want to do the calculation, just do that. Just do if you right click your health bar and then delete the number and then do plus 19, it does the calculation for you.
Okay.
But anyway, it's you're on 61 now.
Yeah. We're gonna have the Oogie Boogie.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Describe to me exactly what this looks like, because this has got to be the first time you've ever done this.
This is the first time I've ever done this. So obviously it says you have to slay him, so he is dead.
Very much.
I like to imagine he kind of rises up, kind of like Candlewick in appearance. So he's like a black and white kind of ghosty. And he's kind of got like trails of like smoke pouring off him. So like just to be like, Candlewick has actually claimed this one and is kind of like
Yes.
the reason for it.
Yeah.
He almost looks like a will-o'-the-wisp.
Yeah, but like a dark version of one.
Nothing warms my heart better than a spirit kindled with rage.
Do I hear
Other
this, or
words-
is this just
Are
like
the words that only Captain Mansour hears in his last
fair.
moments.
And I'm just having a quick read through because again, I've not done this before, so I'm just checking through it. Let me just pop it into the chat. There we go.
So it gets its own initiative. I suppose you could keep the initiative it has.
And it gets temporary hit points equal to half my warlock level, so 7. It obeys my verbal commands and gains a special bonus to its attack roll equal to my charisma modifier. Minimum of 0.
There's a actual spectre.
It's an accursed spectre.
Remains in my service until the end of my next long rest. At which point it vanishes into the afterlife. At which point I also assume Candlewick eats it.
Nom 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 nom. I like to think over the time period you just see like literally like a candlewick burning down. And when it goes out, he disappears.
I quite like that image.
Sustenance.
Because for some reason I'm imagining him as a spectre, but like the head is like sort of a Dullahan where it's just like a flame. For some reason in my head.
So what? Like a candle on its head, like a birthday cake.
Maybe. Or a candle wick at least.
Okay.
And then
Nonetheless,
I'm literally just going to, because it can obey my verbal commands.
yeah, we will roll it onto initiative.
Yeah,
So.
but the command I'm literally giving it is retrieve Lavellin.
Okay. All right.
How did he
It'd be-
roll a 1?
Well, It's still sluggish. It's the first time we've ever used it in Candlewick's. Not used to this kind of ability before, but nonetheless, the spirit does rise
I'd
up.
like to know what Kashan's reaction to this is.
Oh, I literally see all of this.
Yeah, I'm stood right next to you.
He's probably just going to be like, "This is fine. This is fine. I've seen this before, right? This is fine." Have I seen this before? I don't think
No.
I've seen this before.
No, none of you have.
Why do I hear through Mansour's head that old guy from Hunchback going, I'm free, when he's
Dang
throwing
it.
up gets ensnared by Arena. Dang it.
No. You see this
Did you this up too?
spectre rise up from the corpse of Captain Mansar.
What happened to him?
You might say he's mine now. I literally go, fetch.
Okay. You still got movement if you want to use that.
Have you been reading Llewellyn's book again?
No, I've been reading his dad's books.
That makes sense.
What?
I don't really want to abandon Andy and Carius.
Well,
Pile
they
of
can't
bodies.
get any more deader.
Well, Andy is stable. Is Carius stable at this point? I think he is, isn't he?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, it's stable.
Okay. But there is a dancing sword in this room.
Yes, there is.
Can you handle
don't-
the sword?
I don't know if we can kill a sword. Can we kill a sword? I don't think we can.
I think the sword is most likely going to come after us.
Yeah.
You didn't have time to talk about all of this. It's a 6-second turn, so just move and then end.
Okay. If it's coming after us,
It's still swinging at Kashan, cutting him down. Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna use my because I've got 2 attacks and I've only used 1. I'm just gonna swing for it and see if I can block it.
All
I
right.
don't know. How do
Something.
You can't click on it. It's not a token. So I.
Exactly. So as you swing towards it, you simply either clang with it or completely dodge, like completely miss it as it just
Can-
spins around frantically in the air.
Would that impose disadvantage?
Nope. It is. It is like it's on a pair of strings, just spinning around, pirouetting out of the way, dancing at a speed that you can't really keep up with.
Okay, well then that's my turn really.
Okay.
Because
All right.
if I move, it can go for me anyway. So.
All right. So the Tin Cali who's carrying Llewellyn. Yeah, I'm gonna just. You're unconscious, Llewellyn, so you can't really see what's going on, but I'm gonna get rid of your token.
How dare?
Yeah. You go somewhere. Can you still see your token?
I can see my ghostly token.
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. They're not there anymore, at least. Okay. The round goes back down to you, Kashan.
I'm gonna go after her if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm just going to look down at Manzar and going to say, I'm going to use a little boost of my own, and I'm going to use wholeness of body, and I gain 39 hit points.
Mhm. Very good. Very good.
And then with my feline agility active,
It's a serious
Hi.
case of the zoomies.
miss me? I can imagine I like slide between legs like all the way through and then just pop up the other side.
He's become the Roadrunner.
Yeah. And that's going to be my turn for now.
Okay, then. In that case, seeing you in front of her, she kind of looks off towards the left. Looks back down towards the corridor animates the sword to quickly go for one swing on Irina. And let's see what we get.
Wholeness was an action.
18 to hit you, Irina.
That's just a hit. That is my AC.
Okay. All right. You do take 7 points of slashing damage. And we got that boost of health as you're able to continue to keep fighting on, even with this sword at your back. Meanwhile, she turns to you, Kashan. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to entertain the idea that I can fight you one-on-one. As I've said, I'm an artist, not a fighter. And she is going to cast a spell and vanish from the spot.
No!
Yep.
Helicopter!
Playing a quick light-hearted whistle that kind of elevates to like a pop noise, and then she's gone. Okay. Yep. Thank you. It is the Spectre's go. That means you. I guess it's already on the run, isn't it? So it just dash.
Yeah, it's got its orders. It's literally just going to
Okay.
follow the orders.
You feel a little slight chill, Kashan, as the Spectre flies through your body, and it's back to you, Irina.
See all my hairs stand up on end.
If anything, actually. No, we'll keep going. Just around the turn order real quick. I'm slowing it down.
Sorry, I'm just to move the map.
Uh,
In the right place.
The sword is still flying around behind you, but
Yeah, but I can't really do anything about that, I'm afraid.
no. No.
I can't see Lavellum from here, can I?
No.
I can on the map see Lavellum. Yeah, he's here. But
Yeah, but he's not there.
he's not there. Okay.
No, because I've already moved. I moved him on the last turn, like at least 40 feet.
That's why I was trying to confirm whether I could actually see him or not. Because
You don't know where he is,
Okay.
and where he is on the map is not where he is.
Yeah. I have no spell slots there. Well, I have one, but that's the Pearl of Power reserved for Remove Curse. Okay. Okay, can we have it?
It's going to be.
Sorry?
What do you want to do? You want to stay with the guys, or
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's all I can do. I don't really want to abandon them in case someone comes in.
okay?
So I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna stay where I am actually, just in case like I can visibly see that Kashan needs help.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold Eldritch Blast in case something goes for Kashan.
All right, then. Okay, it is Kashan's go. He's teleported away. Don't know where. But you can see the Spectre is chasing forward.
Did she look like she poofed or she like faded away?
She teleported somewhere. Like
Okay.
she popped out of this.
Oh, okay.
Out
Well,
of the
still
space.
go this way.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sprint on forward.
All right. You find an empty chamber. Well, I would say empty. You definitely hear the hissing sound to your left.
Oh,
That basilisk is still very much alive.
Kashan would have remembered the basilisk, but Cameron has not. I'm gonna get to the door and peek red.
We,
Peek?
we do know it can't get any further than here in terms of distance because of its chin.
Okay.
you peek around and you can hear the basilisk has turned over, come back to this place, like its little lair, and you can see one head is chewing on the chain, and the other is spinning around and catches sight of you.
Gotcha. So, from what the others have told me, I avert my eyes, and I'm going to just try and keep an eye around, like, this area of the room.
Okay. All right then.
But I am going to hold an action for if something attacks me.
Understood. You see the basilisk comes out of its little hidey hole once again.
I don't see it.
It's going to dash towards you and end its turn right up in your grill, effectively hissing and snapping its jaws. And you're blind to it, so
Does that technically trigger what I'm holding then?
yeah, I guess you can. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. One
Oh boy.
takes 2 points and a trigger. It takes 2 points and a trigger.
Okay. Is
2 points. And is that right?
well,
2. What the hell?
it just rolled twos. That's it. Like rolling twos. All right. Well, at least you get to roll another 2d6 as the explosion goes off, leaving it fuming for a little bit.
Another
Nice. Yeah, it's not a 2. But there was a 2 in those pairs of
Yep.
dice.
2. Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, you see one of the heads burst open and flames jet out from its jaws. It didn't like that at all. Okay.
I
It
would
is.
now like to avert my eyes.
Would you now? Well, you can. It's so far away from you. You can
I'm not
barely
taking
see its,
chances.
barely see its beady little eyes over there. But yeah, sure.
Actually, I can also
You,
drag it
by the way,
10 feet.
just so you're aware, you have to avert at the beginning of your turn.
No,
else,
it's fine.
Anyway, I will
But I
let you
can
know you are
technically
well
drag
out of
it.
range.
I can also drag it 10 feet away from Kashan.
Do you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay, 5, 10, yanking it away from him.
I like to
Towards
imagine
the
the chain is
spectre.
getting tangled around this pillar now.
Okay, the spectre enters into the room, goes through the basilisk, and looks around, not seeing anyone here. No sign of Lavellan in this chamber. So it turns back around and it's just face to face with the basilisk. So I guess at this point it just goes for a life drain attack on it. The best use of its turn. And I think it's got plus to hit equal to your charisma, hasn't it? So, yeah, it has. Well, it definitely hit. It does 8 points of necrotic damage. Slowly threads the life out of this creature. Okay. That's its go. Back to you, Irina.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
Actually, I should say, before that ends, there is a sword. It's going to do one last attack with it. And I say last because, yep, it whiffs completely over your head, and then it immediately spins on its handle and begins flying back. And you can give me an Arcana check at this point, Irina.
Arcana. 10.
Yeah, you're not okay. So you're not sure what it's doing, but you definitely saw the sword goes in this direction, to the left, and through the door where the paintings were. Yeah.
Okay.
But it does seem to have given up on attacking you for whatever reason.
Okay. Okay.
you'd go higher, you'd know the intricacies of what this kind of weapon would do, but
I'm kind of
you're just unsure.
tempted to follow the sword. But I'm gonna resist. I'm again gonna hold my action just in case this basilisk goes for Kashan.
Oh, it's going for him. You
Oh, in
might as well
which
just
case, then
fire now.
I'm just gonna fire now then.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
All right, let's do it.
have at
Fire
it.
number 1. Oh wow, that's intense. Fire 2.
Ooh, yeah, misses. And again, I'm just checking. It's still synaptic static, so I do need you to roll a d6 to these.
D6.
Shouldn't there be a save
Mhm.
at the end of each of their turns? for
Yeah,
that?
you should have rolled a save. Here we go. Target makes an intelligence save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on its save. Yeah, give me a quick intelligence save, like twice. I think you've had probably at least 3 turns, but yeah, go again. Do the same roll again. Cool. And we'll give you one more as well. I think there's at least been 3 turns. No, all right. So yeah, you are subtracting d6s from these. Okay, so yeah, I'll roll it for you. So -2 to that was 17. No, what? What did you roll? 4.
19.
You got 15, which would still
15. That is just a hit. Okay, so you still hit 7 points of force
Right.
damage.
Right, I've got one more hit.
No.
Oof.
That's a nat 1.
Now one, okay. Yeah, you still hear that kind of strange ringing in your head from the synaptic static. But at the end of your turn, you can roll another intelligence save.
Nope.
And you still hear that ringing. Okay, that's your go.
Yep.
Okay, the basilisk. Unless we've missed something. Yeah, it's Kashan's go actually. Kashan. What?
Sean?
I'm trying to remember actually. No, it would be the basilisk go because
looking at the initiative. The
you went
basilisk
into the
goes.
room. The basilisk ran into the room. No, I've just confused myself. That's all. All right, it is Kashan's go. I just missed Kashan basically before Irina's go. Is that
So
what I did?
possibly. Sure, go Cam then.
Okay. Do we want to beat up the basilisk?
No, it is the basilisk. Go. Yeah, I'm right. God damn it. Okay.
Yeah, it's the basilisk turn.
It is. It should be. Don't know why I'm confusing myself.
I do get an attack of opportunity. Oh, sorry. It triggers
no.
my attacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look.
He held his action, so
Yeah, you can roll with disadvantage. Okay. Yeah, you still managed to swing around and hit it still. I'm also hitting myself. Okay.
Con save.
You're gonna stun it.
Yeah. Sweet.
Ooh. You
That's
jab it in the throat.
That's
Yes.
very good. Cool. If I help my action, do I get just my attack and my extra, but no bonus?
Yeah, you only get 1.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's gonna end its go quickly. It's your turn now, Kashan. Though.
Cool. So, hearing that kind of like gurgle of a stunning effect, I'm going to rotate round it so I'm not at its head side, and I'm going to just wail on it.
Okay. Are you continuing to avert your gaze, or are you pummeling this thing.
No, because it's not looking at me.
Roll a con save
Ah,
with disadvantage. It's one of its heads is stunned, yes, but then it swings around and its other head is still very much active.
I think that's why he was saying he was going towards its butt end.
It doesn't matter. The heads can have 360-degree movement.
Mhm.
There's
Even
no
while
such thing as
stunned?
facing. There's no such thing as facing in D&D.
You've
We've
stunned
never
one
done
of
it.
its heads, not the other one. I think.
Yep.
There are creatures like that, so
Even
Oh.
when it's stunned, it still has its eyes open.
16.
It is a save, even with disadvantage. So that's
Right.
close. So you
Okay.
basically move at such a speed that this head is too slow to come around. In fact, it probably hits itself into this pillar. But yeah,
Okay.
you got flat attacks now at least, so you can wail
Gotcha.
harder.
17 hits.
That's a hit. Don't forget, you got advantage.
No, it's a
I
flat
think.
roll, isn't it? 'Cause I
Oh
know
yeah,
how
yeah,
dreadful I'm
no. It would have
Um,
been anyway. Oh yeah, he's going down. This thing is looking bad and bruised. Doesn't seem much stronger than a normal basilisk, other than the freak mutation.
Do I flurry of blows it? I mean, it's going to remain stunned until my next turn anyway, so I'll save it.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna. Oh, slice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, hammers it into the ground. This thing is now just like scrolling itself up to the wall, trying to get away. It's not having it much good time. All right, the sword continues to fly down the corridor, and that's, I think, out of your sight now, Irina. You just see it go out around the corner, and it's gone. Okay, Spectre. It will probably join in the fight. Try to light drain this thing down. I guess
Advantage.
+3. It's not enough to hit.
it's stunned, so when they have advantage,
Oh yeah, true.
as Llewellyn said.
Okay.
My charisma
Yeah,
is
that
plus
will hit.
5, by the way, so
Yeah, I know. That's why I did +3 to it. Okay, so it does do an 11 point of necrotic damage. As this thing withers, you can see its husk becoming dry and cracked as the scales flake away. It's not gonna last much longer. In fact, Irina, do you want to do the honors?
yes, I do. But I can't see it. You said, so I'm gonna have to move into the other
If,
room, aren't I?
if you avert your gate, oh, these doors are open, aren't they? I thought they were.
So I can get.
I'm trying to check. If you can see it from there, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I can see it from here.
All right, then.
I mean,
Sorry,
Irina's the
unselect
ultimate
him.
sniper of the group, so
1.
Ooh, that's a miss.
Ah, come on.
That's a miss.
Oh, the last one hit.
Unless you roll a 6.
S-
Unless I roll a 6.
Is it not advantage because it's stunned?
It's yeah, actually, you do have advantage. But
Right,
don't worry
okay.
about it, because that last 4 points of damage, I think, is going to be. No, wait. No, you do need a little bit more. Roll 2 more Eldritch Blast.
1.
Okay. So that is a hit.
The last one.
6 points.
But he
There
does
it
blow
is.
up again, I think.
Yeah. How do you want to do this? You kill him.
You literally just hear Irina go, Kashan, duck! And then suddenly just like a bunch of these sort of smoky arrows just sort of fire at this thing.
Like
Kind of imagine
Matrix
it's kind of
style.
like you don't want to deflect any of the missiles? So you can have killing blow?
It would go straight through his hand.
I know.
Or
I'd
around
also like to aim for the eyeballs.
I thought,
Specifically.
yeah, I thought you'd say that. So yeah, one for each eye that's facing you, and this creature just collapses onto the ground in a heap, and then suddenly erupts in fire and explodes. All right, good job.
You see
That
Lavellen?
that is going to end combat. And anything else on your turn, Irina? Just that?
That's
That's it.
literally all I can really do.
Yeah.
I'm like the others are unconscious, and I'm not a healer.
No, I know that. Combat is
Actually,
over
yeah,
though.
I'd like to raid Captain Mansell's pockets.
Okay, sure. Once again, you find no gold or things of particular value on him. He is wearing full plate, and that greatsword is rather great. It's huge, in fact. It'll probably take quite a lot of strength to wield. And other than that, he does have a light crossbow with 20 ammunition. And yeah, some rations, a water skin, 50 foot of hempen rope, crowbar, a hammer, a tinderbox. But nothing of like value, right? Nothing like gold or
No
anything like
keys.
that. Keys? No, no keys.
Considering he's captain of the guard, that's kind of
Yep.
disappointing.
Maybe the keys have been taken from him.
Yeah.
He is captain of the guard, but his mind is not his own.
Any healing herbs or smelling salts to wake the others, you know?
If he had
A
those,
map
he
of
would
the
have used
dungeon
them.
would be handy.
If he had those, he would have used them himself.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
But if you
potentially
want
you could
herbs,
take the party to the bathhouse and just dunk Karis in it. Might help.
I was literally about to say, Irina, if you want herbs, you do remember that there was a whole bathhouse full of different herbs and
All right.
ingredients.
Are we still technically in the turn order?
No,
Okay.
do whatever you wish.
All right. If is the spectre's just kind of like
It is
that John
flying
Travolta
around.
meme?
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what it does do. It does find one area that it hasn't explored, and it flies down, but it finds nothing but a pile of bones that the basilisk was chewing on in its little hidey hole.
Okay.
But it comes up short
Now
and looks
that
around the room.
now that the basilisk has been killed, does anything happen to the statues?
No, it does not,
Ah,
sadly.
worth asking.
The spectre comes back to your side, though, Irina,
Yeah.
and it's
Good.
shrugging.
Okay. Does Carius have the glaive with him?
Yep, it's pretty
Cool.
much.
I'm gonna sort of do what we did before. I'm just gonna literally slump him over it like a sack of potatoes.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get the spectre to drag the glaive along, and I'm gonna pick up Andy on my back, and I'm gonna take them to the. I'm gonna literally yell to Kashana to be like, "I'm taking them to the bath. They could do with one."
You could
Yeah,
could go
that
through
makes
the
sense, I'm
secret
coming.
passage.
Yeah, that's the way I'm kind
Okay.
of going, but I've had to go back to pick them up first.
What
So
do we do about the village?
the spectre tries to grab the glaive, and their hand goes straight through it.
Is there anything you can do?
It walks through the wall and then comes back.
All right. Help Kashan. And I'm
Okay.
literally gonna have to use that hempen rope to make like a leash for the glaive to drag along.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Carius would have told you the command word at some point, which allows it to fly to a specific destination within 1 mile. Because there's one
Okay,
of
but
the...
we don't know how many bathhouses are in this place. There could be like a bajillion of them. It's fine. I'll just drag you. It's
Yeah.
All right. So you
Okay.
drag them towards the bathhouse, yeah?
Yep.
Is that with... What were you doing with Andy? Is Andy with you?
Andy's on my back, and then
Okay.
we're gonna go through the shortcut
Oh, sure.
in the wall.
Yeah, you do that instead. That's fine. You come through the shortcut and you're in the bathhouse. There's still a bit of an orange tinge to the water.
I literally kind of I drop the rope for dragging the glaive, and I'm literally going to sort of use my foot to tilt the glaive so that Karis just kind of rolls in.
Okay, Air starts drowning.
I mean...
And then I'm gonna kind of
No, it's
drop,
shallow.
drop Andy. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna kind of put Andy on the floor, make sure Karis isn't drowning.
There are
And
benches that you could put Andy on easily.
well, no, because I'm going to put Andy in the water as well, so I kind of need her near me, but I want to make sure Carius isn't drowning before I do that.
Sure.
Carius can
All right.
swim.
Yeah, yeah.
Andy, I'm not sure about.
Not whilst
Not
he's
well.
unconscious.
She doesn't do water, so I'm kind of like,
I
should
mean-
probably like a toddler at swimming class, you know, hold her under the arms.
It is like oniony water, so maybe that the smell might
soup.
wake someone up.
I think that
And then I'd
wears
like to
off
go
after a
to the
while.
sort of bath bombs and see if I can find something that might help.
Sure. Oh, Kashan, did you make your way back here as well?
I did, yeah. I was trying to go
Okay.
through the secret way, but it wasn't letting me,
Yeah.
so I just went.
Well, yeah. You do so. The Spectre, you're way faster than the Spectre. So the Spectre ends up sort of trying to catch up with you by literally passing through the wall and suddenly appears right next to your face, Irina.
Ugh. It's still an
And then it
improvement.
hovers through the pillars and then ends up next to you, Kashan. Okay, Irina, there is a table full of herbs, ingredients, and if you want to try and find some sort of healing balm or put one together,
Yep.
tell me how you would do such a thing.
Okay. So I'm kind of utilizing Candlewick for a minute here because obviously he's kind of like it. We figured out that he goes more towards the deathy side of things. So I'm gonna almost do like he's almost gonna be like a sniffer dog, and I assume if he's like if he rejects the smell, it probably heals.
Oh, okay, yeah. Give me an investigation check. Because you don't really know your herbs, but this is a
16.
cool. Okay. So Candlewick, this relies on Candlewick's knowledge of herbs as well, in a sort of sense. They seem to be going from one to another, smelling the scents. Goes to attempt to burn one, but probably thinks against it because it's a wooden table. There
Like the forest
are
tiles, though, right?
there are some that Candlewick veers away from, and definitely shuns.
Now, are you shunning them because you don't like them? I assume that means they'll help.
You
'Cause I
just
kinda
feel
don't-
a hazy warmth from
Okay.
from Candlewick.
I mean, I can't imagine they'd be poisoned if they're in the bathhouse. So yeah, I'm just gonna. What kind of supplies are here, like on this bench? Is it literally just a bunch of herbs?
There's a mortar and pestle that you could grind them up.
Cool.
There are like as a small like cutting knife as well, and there's also a little hammer as well. Looks like it's used for cracking nuts and
So
stuff.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna mix those up, and then I'm gonna take some of the tree ashes that I got from the archipelago, and I'm gonna mix some of that in there to make almost like homemade bath salts.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go over and sort of, I don't know, sprinkle them.
Okay, give me a nature check for this
Uh,
as you're putting this together.
8.
8. Okay, yeah.
I'm a
You
book
find
nerd. I don't do nature.
No, I know you don't, but it's worth a shot at the very least. You find some gripweed. You're like, maybe that'll help. You find some smuggler's root, but you're not sure if that even heals. You're pretty sure it might be an illegal herb, but you shrug and try to mix it together. And as you sprinkle it into the water, there are these petals that just and leaves that just sort of splay out across the surface, and there's no effect from what you can tell. In fact, they start to spread towards. They do spread towards Carius and Andy. Like they're attracted to them, but they just cling to them. They don't seem to do much. They're just stuck on them.
Oh, I'm buggered. Any ideas?
Mm.
You're muted.
I don't think I have anything in the ways of healing.
Okay, you do that thing where you heal yourself, like, what is it? Strength of the brain? I don't know.
It's more to do with the wholeness of the body.
Right, okay. How do you do that?
It's more just like internal meditation. It's not exactly something I do. It's like inner focus.
Okay.
What about that room to the north? Was there?
You,
Oh no, hold on. I can see what's there. I don't want to go there anymore.
Oh.
I can see that.
The sword, yeah.
Okay.
I'll get rid of that for you.
yeah, I'm gonna go into the room and sort of have a mooch
Yeah.
around because I know someone's been using it. Actually, Kashan, if you want to go and have a mooch, I'll stay with the others so that they don't drown.
I can have a look. That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. All right, don't spam it. You try to open the door once again, and it is locked in the same way it was before. The
And this one was trapped, if I remember correctly.
it was
Oh,
trapped with
yeah.
a magical symbol that, as you're pulling down on the handle, that's when it triggered. But as you try to pull down on the handle again, it doesn't do the symbol again. It seems as though the magic has been expended, but the
Okay,
door is
but the door's
locked
Nigel from How I Met Your Mother.
1.
Never seen.
All right, and we are back. So, the villain.
Chris.
You begin to come to, and you feel very cozy. In fact, there is a soft silk against your face, and you begin to look around the room. You realize you're in the bed, or rather on top of it at least, with your head against the pillow. You are still very, very badly injured. I'm going to give you how much health you have right now. You have 6 HP. Ta-da! And you are conscious. And when you come to, you see the. I'm going to say you see the mistress of the sands at the end of the bed, but there's something about her appearance that seems a bit off. She's larger, taller, and so you can't quite see the lower half of her from this angle, just the top half. And you can see she's just finished casting a spell with her flute, and then you hear a voice, and she turns, saying like "leave us," or at least gesturing to go away, and you see the creature move away. And this point, you do see her as she turns around, a long Leo-like tail flicks, and she goes back to the wardrobes here. And as you turn your head, perhaps wanting to get out of the bed, that is when you are face to face with a large creature that's kind of hunched over, looking directly at you. It is huge spiked horns that curl around and up, and you see a reddish hue face. There's almost a bit of like molten cracking between the like frowns and parts of its skin, and you feel the heat coming from this thing as well. And it sits there. It's got a large, was it like a halberd? As it as it happens, there's a huge halberd that's just resting against the side of the wall,
A nice sword.
Is it who I think it is?
and you smell brimstone coming from him. It is exactly who you think it is, and yeah, you hear his voice.
Hey Vish. Long time no see. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Might need to tilt the distortion down just a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
I cannot hear that. It's getting worse.
Oh, well, it's, when was the last time? Must have
Talking
been
10,
years ago now. You're all grown up.
15 years maybe?
Yes. Still, I don't think you've done much on that task I gave you.
Yeah. I've come across a lot of fights. Ah!
Sorry, that happens. The Devil Slayer, where is he?
I don't know. I've come across a lot of fighters, but none of them by the name of that. You I don't suppose you got any more info on that?
That was your job. I left that task with you.
Yeah, it's been tough. Killed a lot of people, a lot of enemies. Don't think I've come across him yet. I don't think.
Well, we had a deal, remember? A pact.
Yeah. Nah. I guess it continues on until I die.
True. Which is becoming an interesting prospect if you do. Because your soul is becoming quite powerful as well. You might even rival the Devil Slayer in 1 or 2 years, maybe. At the rate you're going.
It's so bad on the ears. Yeah. So it's pretty tough when you don't have a name or a face to go off.
His reputation is what's preceding him.
Yeah. seems to keep it under wraps. Like I've not heard any word anywhere, at least in Midra or the Cloud Coast.
Oh, so bear in mind, you might have remembered some of the details that he gave you were he was like a powerful human knight in gleaming armor who slew down devil after devil as if he was some sort of like deity or maybe half deity that just
Yep.
was like filled with divine power. You remember that much as well. Like he had the divine power to smite the foes down easily.
So, well, technically that's not information I gave myself, so because it's part
No, but
of
I guess
But
if not, then he would tell you that now. And he will say, like, surely you come across someone powerful, divine, wields a large weapon, shining armor, a typical white knight.
I mean, there's Castellius. There's someone who goes by the name of Dawn.
Has he been to the Nine Hells?
Cas- I don't know if either of them have been to Nine Hells.
Well, didn't you ask? What's wrong with you?
I didn't really get to speak.
He like grabs you from the bed and like yanks you out of it. He's like holding you up now, just like to his face. But now he's standing at full height. You realize just how formidable this guy really was when you first met him.
He's giant.
And also, give me a quick perception check as you do see him stand to fall.
You know, I wrote him to be intimidatingly nice in when we made the deal, but I guess 15 years can drive a man's patience.
It does seem so. You notice that strapped to his belt is the iron flask that he carries with him. Or at least you think it is. Could be. Maybe it's a replica. Who knows? But it does seem like there is something similar there. Anyway, he does. He lifts you up in this moment, and then he kind of catches himself in this little bit of anger, and then lets out a deep sigh, puts you back on the ground, and like straightens out your cloak for you, like tightens it up, and so basically adjusts your outfit.
Yeah, I'm it's fine, old friend. There's been a lot going on. A city shattering, gold dragons, blue dragons, giant beholders, Baba Yaga and her hut, mystical time wizards.
With the Yaga, the queen of witches, the bone mother.
Yeah,
Some say that they might and Twilight server. Did you mention the Dawn?
I believe so. Yes.
And he was fitting with the description I gave you.
Probably the closest I've come to. But again, the closest I've come to him is probably about 50 feet away, and it was one glimpse.
Of course, because you never actually interacted with him that much, did you? You just sort of saw him from a distance, yeah.
In the throne room, and then I
That's right.
never saw him again.
Very true. Where else could he be?
Yeah, I don't know. Her hut collapsed on itself.
Where is it now?
That is as much your guess as it is mine. maybe it's still in the Shattered City, but we're heading in that direction anyway.
Are you? Interesting. Well, then I might meet you there. I have something else I'd like to achieve before then. It's part of the reason why I'm here.
Anything I can help with to an extent? I'm kind of more running down a nicer path these days. Less capturing souls,
Give
more.
you a confused look. What? What?
What do you mean, nice? That's not in your wheelhouse. You have a job to do regardless.
Yeah.
Heading to the Shattered City, I'll also meet you there. These tiger ones of yours. Want to just, want me to be rid of them?
No, they're helpful and friends.
Helpful, they've done nothing but interfere with plans, so anything but that.
But we didn't know you were here. We didn't know your plans, although do you really have to subdue all these people?
No. You're trying to turn me into a leaf, aren't you?
Like,
I have a quota to fill.
I know, like, I've met devils that, don't have to wreck towns and take over people.
You don't understand the hierarchy. If I don't get a certain quota of souls, then, well, I'll be an imp by the time you meet me next.
You
can't
know,
have that.
I hear there's a plentiful of souls in a good old city of Palfor. A lot of them wearing the same markings I do.
You want me to commit genocide on your own people? I thought that was your ideal. I wouldn't want to take away the pleasure for you.
I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm saying maybe we could make another deal.
The deal I've made is already quite strong. Your soul. If you don't kill the devil slayer, then you kill the devil slayer. It's the devil slayer's soul. You don't kill the devil slayer. It's your soul. I think it's a win-win in my books. So
Yeah. But I hear you have another soul that I'm interested in.
go on.
There's been talk of a what's he called? Raheem? Yes, Raheem.
He looks puzzled for a moment, and he turns around towards the Lamia and raises an eyebrow. And as he turns back, he says,
Raheem. I do not own a Raheem. Not on my list, for sure.
and it's at that point you suddenly hear the door, a rattle with the door handle.
We have visitors.
Yeah.
Your friends again, I take it.
I guess I pop a message.
Yeah,
and
go
I'm
ahead.
like, I'm just like, if that's any of you guys, could you give me a minute?
Oh my god. Okay, so Kashan, you just about get this door unlocked when you hear the message inside your head. Lavellen just told you that. Give him a minute. It sounds really it sounds really like you're in the boudoir of the mistress of the sands, and he's just said, "Give me a minute."
That does
It was
sound
a it was a message spell, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was. You can
Okay,
reply.
so yeah, it's just like, what are you doing?
um, I'm not dressed.
Oh my god. Okay, What do you want to do, Kashan? Do you want to wait a minute, or are you busting the door open? Because you could do that if you wanted.
I'm just going to reply to that one, just saying, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna insight, if I may. I just want to kind of check out his tone of voice. Does he sound like he's being forced to tell us?
Roll a deception
Or
check, Lavelle, and you can roll an insight as well, Kashan.
Yes.
Uh, it sounds to you like it's bad timing, but he's telling the truth at the very least. He's been honest, like when he says he needs a minute and he's not dressed. So I guess you don't really want to see a naked wizard. So
I'll just turn to Irina and say, apparently Llewellyn's in there. He's asking to give us give him a minute. I look through the people.
you look through it and it is blocked off by something. It's something there, but it is blocking the view into the room.
He's been a peeping Tom.
How?
Oh, okay, but Llewellyn's unconscious.
Well, that's my confusion. So either something behind the door is mimicking Llewellyn's voice and is somehow able to send a message to me if they don't know who I am, or if it's the
I mean, you tried to open the door, right? And nothing came out. You just got Llewellyn
No.
being like, "Oh, hold on a minute," right?
Oh, so you're thinking that the door has been retrapped with Llewellyn's voice?
No, but I mean, if he is in there and nothing's come out to attack us yet, and he's awake now, not unconscious, I go over to the door and I start hammering on the door.
Okay. The door is open now. However, as you barge it open just an
I
inch,
didn't open it. I'm literally just banging on the door.
you want to bang on it. Okay. Yeah, you bang on the door, and inside Llewellyn, you hear exactly that. No.
I guess
Llewellyn!
I send another message like, guys, you're being so loud. I'm trying to do something here.
Llewellyn, we thought you were dead!
So did I.
You open this door, I'm opening it!
From this side,
Annie's a
Llewellyn.
great bard, she can make up stories!
Do we?
From this
Yeah.
side, Llewellyn, you can already see that the Tlinkali is barring the door, at least trying to. And yeah,
Do we have
You
somewhere
have
else?
until the count of meow.
Do we have somewhere else we can go temporarily?
3.
are you asking Vishta?
Yeah.
He
Two.
looks around and you see him face the large statue at the back. And he, with one large claw, he begins to drag it forward. And he gives a nod to the Lamia behind him, who gives a sharp whistle. And then you suddenly see a secret passage open.
Yeah. I do send one last message back, saying, "Don't kill the don't kill Sandy. Maybe knock her out. Don't kill her."
1.
To Irina.
Okay. The door slams shut behind.
Meow.
And yeah, you guys try to barge the door open. Give me a strength check.
Oh, my bad.
God.
And I guess, Irina, are you barging open the door as well?
I'm more confused than anything at this point.
Are you helping me with the door, or am I helping you with the?
I think you're just barging the door open on your own. So
Okay,
roll that strength. Okay. The door opens, but only a crack as you realize something is barring you from the other side and tries to push it shut again. The door it's in a contested state right now.
Quick question: how big's the keyhole?
Keyhole size.
Follow-up question: how big's my zippity ear?
Not big enough to fit in the keyhole.
I'm out of questions.
You don't
Okay.
think it's really odd that
Of course I
Llewellyn
think
was
it's odd.
unconscious and then suddenly he's in the room we know belongs to what's her face?
Yep.
who
And
can mind control people.
Yep. Wait, so why do you think I tried to get in?
In fact, it's a very good point. Evelyn, could you also make me a wisdom saving throw?
You want me to make? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Man, okay then.
What if we open this door and there's something on the other side that we don't really want to fight with? I look behind myself at Andy and Carius, she's probably floating.
Do you want me to relock the door so we can try and get some
No,
rest?
but maybe we give Llewellyn a little bit of time.
But
And
what
he's
if
not,
it's not Llewellyn?
well, if it's not Llewellyn, then we need to go find Llewellyn. He's got 10 minutes. And then we go in.
damn, it's long.
I don't have that patience.
Okay. So Vushtar leads you into another chamber, which you can see. I won't describe for the others just yet, because I'll have to repeat myself. So he turns to you and looks down at you and says,
As I said, I do not own Rahim.
Do you know of? I mean, you've been in control of Sandy for a while, and she seems to know Rahim.
she.
And I tried to speak to his soul because he's supposedly dead, but seems to be trapped somehow.
Oh, I've only been here temporarily. I'm moving on. The window is closing, so. Well, the door's opening, but the window is a short one.
The window? What do you mean
He
by that?
nods.
Like you have to go back to the Nine Hells?
Oh, no. No, I'm not going back there, not empty-handed. Like I said, I need the Devil Slayer. Yours. Either one.
Well, if we think it's Dawn, I might have a way of tracking him. Now that I have an idea.
A smile creeps across his face.
Picked up a handy little scrying along the way. Not that I know if you know what that is, but
Get it done, Llewellyn. I know what a scrying is.
oh good. That thing on your, little trinket you've got there. Would it come to good use if I wanted to say trap said Devil Slayer?
That's not going to happen. No. You could use this against me. This is a little keepsake.
Why would I use it against you?
Because I attracted it once already. I don't want to attract it again, a second time.
Well, I wouldn't do that to you. We're old friends.
Yeah, he seems to eye you. Are you telling the truth, Llewellyn?
Oh yeah, the way I described it is he was
Okay.
he taught me Infernal, and we spent a few weeks basically drinking, telling stories to each other, and
True. Okay, I'm only asking just in case. I need you to ask. Yeah, I need you to roll a deception if that was the case. Anyway, all right. So he gives you a nod and says,
Well then, suppose I could let you off the hook for now, but I really need this done, Llewellyn. Like I said, a corpse. You have no idea how bad it is being like an imp. It sucks. Trust me.
Oh, I get it.
Climb the ladder.
Yeah, you want to rise. If this guy keeps killing, then the demons win. So on and so forth.
Exactly. The devils get slayed by the Devil Slayer and then sets us back a few millennia. It's annoying. More than anything. Oh, in fact, I got a good idea, actually.
Devil politics.
Let's bring Utopia in here, just as a guarantee.
As a guarantee. Okay.
Yeah, you see, she enters into the chamber, and you see she begins playing a song, and I need you to roll another wisdom save.
I mean, he could tell me what he wants done first.
This is the last one. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Whew. She uses her last spell slot, practically, of this level at least, to finally cast Gias on you. And this one is specific. You're not just permanently mind controlled, because it's Vishtar who's giving the orders, and he lays out the command basically. Just says,
You promise, Ivan, that you're going to find this Devil Slayer and bring him to me. Alive or dead, it doesn't matter, but at least something, proof of his death. And you're definitely not going to get too distracted, are you? Like, I want this done, let's say within, now that you have a target, let's say within the next 6 months.
That sounds doable. To be fair, 10 years of that I lost due to Feywild magic. But yeah.
Really sorry,
This
guys.
isn't altering the deal, it's just making sure that you're on target, on track, that's all. I don't get your soul at the end of the 6 months. It just means things might get very painful for you should you loiter. Yes.
Oh. Okay. Shake on it?
yeah, you guys shake hands if you wish. You feel the heat and a slight searing from his hand as he shakes your hand. And after
Follow
that, he begins to turn to leave. Is there anything else you want to say to him before he scarpers?
Yeah, can now that you've done what you need to do, and we're going to go ahead with obviously what we've just made, can you let Sandy go? Or you, Turpy?
He stops and turns. Yeah, he's like, for a moment he's confused, and then you say Euterpe, and he's like,
We kind of like her. We maybe want to bring her with us.
roll a persuasion check, Levan.
Why do I even bother? I don't do well on persuasion.
No, I know you don't.
Never mind. What the hell?
That was a natural 19.
You know, you must have filled some sort of quota here. And
Not one of any. No, not really. I'm just going to flat out say no, nothing here was gained personally. But, perhaps in the long run, yes. And I do like playing the long game personally. This is just my style. I wouldn't want to just go out there and start killing your friends. Well, blood, it's hard to get out of the nails.
yeah,
Anyway,
it wouldn't benefit me if they died. Put it that way. With what you want me to do.
you make a good point. You do. In that case, I can't exactly release Utopia. You see, she has a bit of a deal with me as well. She won't go into the details of, but I will say, Utopia, you are at least. I will stop breathing down your back at the very least, because I have somewhere I need to be, somewhere close by, and that door's going to be open. That window's going to be open very shortly. So.
What is this window you keep speaking about? Like,
He grins from ear to ear and says,
is it something to do with the constellations lining up?
Yes, but it's the one I told you about, Lavella. Don't you remember? The legends. I'm coming here to prove they're real, and to claim my own bounty of the treasure.
Oh, your promotion. That's what you're on about.
Oh, the
No?
Crystal Cave, of course.
Yeah. We are heading that way as well.
Oh, you want to team up?
As much as I would appreciate that, I've got my own team.
Yes, I was only jesting. I'm going to get the treasure before you, is what I really mean. Still, if you are going that way, then race you.
Yeah.
And he literally runs out the door and up another side passage, and he's gone. All right, that's it. Okay, about enough time has elapsed at this point where you guys in the other room
Yeah.
have waited long enough.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
guessing
it. We're breaking
Kishan-
the door down.
Yeah, sure. Give me.
I'm literally gonna go around to the other side of the pool, and I'm just
Okay.
gonna Eldritch blast the door open.
It sounds like
Make
ready
a
to
dramatic
start.
entrance, like sort of smoke everywhere.
Let me
Okay.
in.
In that case, yeah. Now that you're going to destroy the door, the door. In that case, you'll see bits of it fall away, shattering, burning, and there is a Flynn Cali on the other side that's kind of staggering back from the explosions there. And yeah, the door isn't made of anything magical. It does burn and break away. And yeah, you see straight into the chamber beyond. There is just a Tlin Cali in there. Nothing else.
Let me in.
But I guess I'm going to have to have you guys quickly roll initiative. Just real quick.
Cam
There
had
you
to go.
I know he did. So I know what Cam's going to do, though. As soon as the door opens, he's breaching clear. He runs in and begins pummeling this thing down to the dirt.
But I don't think
So-
he has much key left.
No, he doesn't. But this guy hasn't got much health left. Oh. So he goes around the room, immediately gets knocked in his head as the door isn't like fully collapsed. The top half of the frame is just like smacks him in the head. And then he climbs through, swings his staff, whack. This thing you can already tell is bloodied from the previous battle, and so it doesn't take much. Kashan, whack, whack. This thing falls away, looking very dazed. The specter is up, rushes forward, and you said he is to help.
Yeah, he's
Kashan.
helping Kashan.
So that thing rushes in, and it's got +3 to that, 15. That is just a hit. So does 13 points of necrotic damage, and you see this thing almost collapse from the draining effect. And they're pretty much like they fall away. In fact, it's their turn next, and they probably go to run away, like disengage, because they've got like no health left at this point. And I'm gonna say at that point, Kashan delivers a quick punch, even though it does disengage. We already know Sentinel trumps disengage, and as it turns its head, he just whack on the back of the head, and this thing goes unconscious and collapses onto the ground. And you're ready with another round of Eldritch Blast, but you see the threat is already neutralized.
It's
Can the party
I'm
see the
literally
secret
gonna-
passage?
No, but Llewellyn is giving vision, isn't he? So
Yeah, I wasn't
So-
sure.
that's what's happening there.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure because you said they moved and then the Velen saw the passage. I wasn't sure if the path was still visible.
Yeah. No, it's only Llewellyn giving you vision of it, that's all.
Yeah.
So Kashan runs into the room, looks around, and comes back to you, Irina, and shrugs. There's no one in here.
As much as I'd like to leave these guys in the water, just in case, I'm gonna drag them out so we don't have to worry about them drowning anytime soon.
Yeah, I understand.
Um,
You can do that.
I can't move Carius' token though. There we go. And then I'm gonna come around. Meow.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna tell the
Good.
spectre to fly through the walls. Wait,
Hey,
see.
there you go. Cool. Now you know the Spectre, although it can't interact with your objects, it does have that amazing ability to just go woof, straight through the walls. It goes around each one of them, confirming
Find
there's no
another
sight.
wall.
Yeah. And as you're entering in the room, Irene, you can smell there's a distinct scent of brimstone that's just lingering there. It's fading, but something in this room was like on fire, maybe, or sulfurous. The
I'm just
Spectre
gonna look
finds
at
this.
like Candlewick, who's probably just kind of like floating there.
Yeah, Candlewick lets out a a kind of seething heat, just burning around your eyebrows almost. The Spectre does indeed find and discover a secret passageway on this side of the wall, and it comes back through it up and down again and again, indicating this wall right here.
I imagine Kashan would be like with me. At this point,
Yeah.
he wouldn't.
He looks over it, checks for traps.
Like I literally just go through the wall. Like I
It's a
intend
solid
to go
wall.
through.
It's a physical wall. The Spectre can go through it, but you can't.
Just like holding my nose, looking at this. You could have told me that.
Okay. Kishan, though, I'm going to say because you're right behind it and it's obvious now there's a secret door, you can see there seems to be a set of tracks underneath the snaky statue. And Kishan butts his back against the wall and tries to kick the statue away. I'm just going to give him an athletics check. I'm so weak.
Can he not just put his staff in the middle and do zippity yip and have it extend?
Leverage. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Yip, zippity yip, electric boogaloo too. And the staff begins to push the statue forward till it's about 5 feet away from the wall. And as that moves, you see the wall slide open as well.
I
So,
literally just look at the spectre. You lose points for this, and then I go through the little gap.
as it moves up, and you just hear Laverne like, "So what? Do you want to come with us for your newfound freedom?
Um,
Like you've got the choice, and we'd keep you safe from obviously, the big guy in the big city to the east."
I didn't know that you knew him. This thing was. It demanded so much of me. He wanted me to do terrible things, but I had no choice. Its
Yeah.
power was. I needed the power, not just to perhaps get my vengeance on the Sultan, but well, what is an artist without the music?
Well, consider yourself lucky. You got power. I just got a language.
Gifted me many things as well, knowledge, powerful spells,
So
ones
this,
that I simply did not have access to on my own.
oh, I've been there. I've done that. I understand. But
Wow, did you roll a natural 20 stuff? I don't
I
think
did.
even
I've
Lavella
literally snuck
notices
up
you.
behind him.
but you did speak about Raheem before, but the big guy didn't know this.
Irina, there is a heavy thumping noise to the left of you, which you can probably hear, and the smell of brimstone continues around that corner as well. But you don't
Okay,
see anything that way.
That's all well and good, but I believe Llewellyn is under someone's control, so I'm sneaking up behind him. I'm grabbing him by the head, and I'm casting Remove Curse.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You can do so. Velen, I guess. Let me just check the remove curse spell. Ah, yeah, that's right. I am going to ask you for this particular one to roll me the charisma check.
Who, me or Llewellyn?
No, you're casting Dispel Magic, and or not Dispel Magic, but remove curse. And for this particular one, I do want you to use your charisma.
Okay, so what is it? Just an ability check.
Just straight charisma. Okay.
10.
So you try to pull any malicious or beguiling effects away from his mind, and you kind of like strip away any magic, any curses there, and you don't really find one, or at least there's no changes on Llewellyn's demeanor, at least. And I'll say, because this is a verbal spell, right? It does suddenly alert everyone in the room to your presence. And then you turn around, you do see Irina just grab you by the head.
Oh. Hi. You found this room. Cool. Anyway, so she's she's free to go now. The dry oasis is safe for the time being. Your lives have been spared. And yeah. Everything's okie dokie.
Sean comes
You're
around the corner as
fine.
well.
Well, I am. I did get knocked unconscious. I've got a bit of a headache.
I turn around and I walk away.
Yeah, that basilisk really. Oh, you're gone. Never mind.
I kick this chair over in my wake. And then I kick the Callie and just.
But yes,
Never
so
mind. I'll change into something more comfortable.
so do
And
you
she casts Disguise Self on herself again to resume a much more human-like appearance.
you know you don't have to do that with us. We're fine with however you want to look.
This
But
is how I originally looked.
oh, how did you turn into that then?
She points back the way the pit fiend went. And she does say, the pit fiend.
The power did that to you. I see. But yeah, the point still stands. You're welcome to come with us. We have means of transport all over. You can go wherever you want. We could drop you off somewhere. If somewhere far away, safe. Or we can keep you safe. But we're going to be dealing with your little problem soon anyway. With the Sultan.
You're returning to the Sultan.
But you don't have to come with us. You can stay on our transport, which can be kept away.
First, if you would let me, I need to see to your allies.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Kashan kind of stops her in her tracks.
Kashan, it's okay. That's we've come to peace. That's probably the best word. Means of peace.
You see the Mistress of the Sands finally comes around to the bathhouse and sees both of them unconscious on the floor. She brings the flute to her lips and casts a soothing melody towards both of them. She has enough spells to do a first level cure wound. First level healing word at the very least. And you're both healed for the bare minimum of 6. Andy, Carius, you come to consciousness.
Carius wakes up and goes, "Why do I smell onions?"
But Velen let one go.
Honestly, as it's Llewellyn, I expected it to smell worse.
You should try the other room. It smells like brimstone in there.
Hmm.
I'm very confused right now. I thought we were about to go into a fight.
We did. You fell asleep.
What?
I never
Yeah.
wished to fight you.
Yeah, we didn't wish to fight you either. We kind of wanted to save you.
Well, in a strange sort of sense, you have done that, Llewellyn. I didn't realize this creature knew you, and while you did a fairly good job of negotiating with him,
Wait. I've missed something. What creature?
Oh,
an
Oh,
old
dear Carius, I'm confused.
You're not the only ones.
it's an old friend. Big guy.
Wait, so a friend of yours was responsible for all of this?
Turns out, yeah.
Mm,
Why
Gonna
does
be
that
honest.
not surprise me?
Gonna be honest.
she
I thought it was going to be the Witch Queen, Baba Yaga herself, but
she stops you as you're saying, like, this is your friend's doing. He says, no. This, I will admit that I played a part in all of this. He didn't simply mind control me,
that would be ironic.
wouldn't it just? No, he convinced me this was what I had to do. He took me down a darker path. But your words have spoken to me. And your little friend, Tackler,
Yeah, I need to resummon him. He kind of, he kind of got. Actually, I dispelled him because he was under the insane effect. So I'll just bring him back into existence. Boop.
he made me see the error in my ways as well. If it wasn't for him, I would say that this would have perhaps ended bloody.
He has been known to do that. I mean, if it wasn't for him, then yeah, I probably would have gone down some dark paths myself at points. Castellius probably would have got a sword in the back at least once, maybe
The
twice.
villain explains that you are to see the Sultan in a week's time, if that.
Yeah, to actually, this is more your thing, Andy. Do you want to explain this as
A
much
week's
as?
time. We had a month.
Yeah, we've
Is
It's-
that
used.
all the time we've got left?
We've taken quite a
Roughly,
long time.
yeah. You've been doing a lot of things around the Claude Coast. It's days here, days there. They have all added up. And yeah, you've basically got about a week.
Well, in a week's time, basically I lose my freedom.
You're going
I
back to the
was
Sultan.
trying to use this time to. I came to say goodbye to my father because I'm probably never going to come to his grave again, just to be safe. And basically, we made a deal that I would come back to the palace after a month. Took a lot of convincing. And yeah, well, we don't really have a plan in the way to get this to stop, do we?
Yeah, now it sounds like he's gonna probably try to drain you of all your talent from the seams of things.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't really want to end up as a.
No.
I mean,
I guess you would have followed in my footsteps had that have occurred. It cost me a great deal to get my powers back.
I mean, long story short, I don't know. I assume I was there once. My parents ran away with me. They got separated. Somehow I ended back with my father rather than my mother. And yeah, then I just grew up with my father the rest of the time. That's all I really kind of know. I don't know. It's a little bit vague. It was weird visions and stuff. We
Till
saw
the
this
guards
kind of
caught up
water
with him.
seer thingy.
Yeah.
So the point being is, we tried to speak to his soul, but we can't get through to it.
She's very
Apparently, it
quiet.
wasn't home in his skull.
So if you have any
It's weird 'cause
knowledge,
that's where most of them stay.
if you have any knowledge on this, it would be very much appreciated, considering we're going to be dealing with your little situation. You know, I guess a deal.
She turns to you. Ugh. Roll a persuasion check, Llewellyn.
I mean,
Come on. 14. That's not bad for me.
No, I'm done making deals. But the information that you seek, well, you may find the answers in the other chamber.
I see. Well, we appreciate it. As I said, you're welcome to come with us, and if we need to drop you off somewhere. But
I need time to think about this. You
else?
are, you're all, she seems to sort of lose the words. I don't know what you guys are, but
Um,
somehow, perhaps yes. But if it takes a bunch of idiots to change my mind, then so be it.
we're a walking Kiasta.
Yeah, we're not idiots. We're the Kiastas.
No, I think idiots kind of suit better at this point.
There's a look of guilt on her face more than anything. You don't seem to see me as a monster that I am. You don't seem to. But I have done bad, terrible things, and
Hasn't
although I
everyone?
never wanted lives to be lost during all of this, well, some have as a result.
Sometimes we just do the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Speaking of which, I called Mansour in.
Yeah, Spectre flies through the wall.
Karis
And you
just
do see the resemblance of Captain Mansour, Andy, on their expression on their face.
Oh. Wow.
This is the captain of the guard.
Yep.
Well, there goes my revenge.
Well, I'm sorry, but he knocked you unconscious. I figured I'd get revenge for you.
Yeah.
Throw anything you want at him.
No. No.
I mean, he's hanging around for a little while. I don't really know how to.
Yeah.
Candlewick will deal with him when he's ready.
What she does is she's just kind of like, she starts throwing all sorts of curses at him in like their foreign common tongue, like you probably words that the rest of you probably don't know or don't understand.
Yeah.
Deshaun is literally just like
dialect or something.
yeah,
But
Carius
yes,
Carius
there's a
is probably
slew of
just
really
like
bad words coming out of her mouth and finger pointing and foot
Yeah.
stomping and
Karis
yeah.
is probably just like, I know you grew up on the streets, but damn. Because he's also
Also-
from the Claude Coast.
Also, you did that, Irina?
yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Looks like
The-
someone can do necromancy round here.
Yeah, you've never never seen me do it. So.
Once you finish hurling abuse at the Spectre, Andy, it looks at you with this, I guess, stern expression and says, I was simply following orders. And your father was a criminal.
Can he speak though?
Spectres understand all languages it knew in life, but can't speak. So, yeah, you can tell it to shut up if you want, but it's up to you. If you think it's a moment, if Andy wants to talk to the Spectre, I'm willing to bend the rules.
She just She just glares at him. And
Or
she's
maybe
just
it's
like-
Candlewick speaking for him. Who knows?
She's just like, he was my father. He was not a bad man. Yes, he stole, but that was to keep me alive, his daughter. Would you rather another child die on the streets because of your stupid rules and all the stupid pride? Don't you have family? What would you have you done if you were in his position? Would have you let your children die?
Law is to be upheld. Without law, we are simply animals.
You're a piece of that's what you are. And she just walks off. May you
Hey.
rot in hell.
Ooh,
Llewellyn hears that through the other room, like, might be sooner than you think.
Just out of curiosity, Captain, the whole like us going to the temple, was that actually legit or was that some sort of trap you'd set up? Because everything seemed to go wrong after
everything
that point.
I've ever done was to uphold law and for the good of the people of the Dry Oasis.
Doesn't answer my question. Me being arrested, you might have seen as a good thing. But I'm not arrested, I was imprisoned. There's a difference.
You're asking, when he sent you to the temple?
Yeah, basically. So when he gave us the letter for the temple, because I don't know if we actually read the letter, I can't remember. Was there like some
Just to get you
instructions like
passage.
keep them, keep
No.
them busy, sort of thing?
He says, no, I suspected those in the temple to already be turned.
Ah, well,
They were not following orders. And it was precisely that reason what gave them away. Well,
yeah.
I tried to help you get to the bottom of this.
Well, a lot of them are dead now. I don't know if that helps. That's mostly
does not.
Llewellyn's fault. I mean, he sent
You-
a bunch of berserkers
All of you
after
are
them.
responsible for killing several of the guards. Majority of them, in fact. And now, without a figure of law in place, the Dry Oasis may well turn to a lawless city.
No, I have someone in mind to take your place.
And you'll see then. Scoundrels will raid the markets. Bandits will terrorize their villages before they find a place
No.
to set up their own shop.
No.
But
There's
this
at
is a
least
little.
one decent soldier that you gave us who's still alive.
Oh, yeah.
One soldier will not be able to police a town.
No,
Not of
but he can influence others.
And we have a few other people who might be helpful. There's some downstairs.
Trust is
Upstairs.
built slowly, and I think he's the man for the job.
There will always be opportunists.
Of course there will.
Give it time.
Otherwise, there'd be no need for captains of guards, which would have put you out of a job in general. To be fair, so cycle of life, it goes on. You're dead now.
Hey,
I am, but I do not regret what I did.
well, that's good, I guess. But apart from some bits, but yeah. Anyway, mystical.
How long does the spectre last?
He sticks around until a long rest, the end of a long rest.
Very well.
Right.
But I do. tell him to shut up.
Utopy.
That is one of my names.
You said that there was something in the other chamber that would help Andy. So can you show us what that is?
She nods and says, "Follow me."
Right. Also, whilst we're walking, I saw a room earlier filled with treasure. I don't know if you need that.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Oh, why is that? Is it cursed?
More or less, yes.
Or is it... Well, it was behind one of your, like, weird magical doors, but it looked like a wall.
Oh, that. Those I do not know. They are precious artifacts from a long forgotten time, I suppose.
Oh,
Not
so they're
sure.
not yours.
No, they are actually part of this tomb.
Yeah.
So we can
This
have
lower level was also part of a tomb, but I redesigned it, spruced it up a bit, redecorated it, so to speak.
Okay.
to
Andy,
make
your father was a sort of student of mine in a way. He was already a very well accomplished musician when I met him, but there was a certain song that he wished to acquire, and given the help of our old friend, she turns to you, Llewellyn, with a knowing look. I managed to acquire it for him. The song, well, she gestures towards it in front of her into the chamber and says, "The culmination of the song is standing before you." And as you look around the room, there is gold and treasure strewn around, but the thing that she's gesturing to in particular seems to be a large crystal container of sorts, and it is filled to the brim with water as well. Next to that, there is a coat stand, and on it, there is a single towel that's just hanging on the end of it. And if you get closer to the water, you can actually smell this a sort of salty scent to the water. You can tell it's salt water, basically.
He wanted a song that the sea.
I mean, I realize he was on the streets, but I did not think he would have a song to give himself a bath.
I mean, you can't drink salt water, so.
I mean, because
Is
you've got the
this-
towel, the crystal.
Is this the purest of water from the crab gem? Wasn't there a riddle to do with that water?
Yes, there was something. I can't remember the exact words, but most purified water or something was part of that riddle. Wait, was that part of this all along? Do I have to like pour
I
this on
did.
Andy's violin?
I did send him off to collect some reagents. Yes. This isn't the only things you need to accomplish the spell. There is one other, and it is a diamond worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh. Well, there.
Do you, there, do you have one of those lying around?
I
You've
do
got a
not.
love treasure.
Lots of treasure, but diamonds are incredibly rare.
I knew we should have mugged Chad while we had the chance.
So we've got two options in terms of that. We do go somehow acquire one from Chad. We are
I do
heading,
know where to find them, however.
or
I
there's
mean,
the Crystal Cave.
Indeed.
And also rifling in her bag, just to see off the off chance, because she does have part of a dragon's sword on her.
Okay. You look
But
through it.
she's just like, on the off chance. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
remember half the stuff I've got in here these days.
Sadly, you don't come up with any
Yeah,
diamonds,
I
but
figured as much.
she does say, "Seems you've heard of it as well, Evelyn." Indeed, this place is very close to the Crystal Cave. That's why I set this up here. It's also where your father went to get the reagents for this spell.
Did he? I'm guessing he didn't return. Or did he return?
They must have if he got killed later.
That's true. Did he get the spell, the song?
The spell, well, judging by the towel, yes, the spell worked. His
Judging
clothes are gone.
by the towel.
What?
What spell is this?
Was it?
When
Is it?
exactly did you teach him this? I'm guessing this is before I came along.
It is, yes. Actually, wait, hold on.
And she's trying to think. I
How
don't
old are
actually
you?
know how old my
She
dad
does.
is.
How old are you exactly?
She's 20. 19, 20? 20.
No, this happened before. This happened a few years ago. Possibly. No, not a few years ago. Sorry, what's she doing? 1, 10, 20. It would have happened about, funny enough, about your age in years ago. Not exactly. Possibly about 2 decades. Maybe just a bit more. But yes, it was a long time ago.
Wait. So judging by the missing towel, is this a spell that can dry him quicker than a towel? Like,
No, he had a spare change of clothes and a towel to dry himself off after he left this, I
Wait,
assume.
wait, wait. That vision. They were on a boat, weren't they?
Mm.
And was it a storm hit or something?
Something
I
like
don't know. Something separated them,
Yes.
which resulted originally with I'm presuming Andy was with her mother for a
Wait.
while.
Wait. This. I just think I might have had an idea what this spell might be. Is
You can
this
roll it up. I think you've rolled the Arcana check already, actually, before.
what with all the components as well? Because
Yeah.
huh.
can we have a try at that? To figure
Yeah.
out.
Anyone who has proficiency in Arcana
I do not.
can roll an Arcana check. Well.
Well,
Can
that's
Okay.
everything about them.
I take a guess out now that Llewellyn has it?
Really? You have no clue. Does anyone else have proficiency? Is that it?
I think that's it. It was more
Yeah.
now that Llewellyn's going to get the answer. I was just going to guess to see if I get it right.
Okay. I know you already know what it is. You've guessed it before. So I'm
Have
gonna
I?
whisper Jamie and have him do the reveal if he chooses to. Okay. Whispered email.
I am.
Um.
Apparently, I've
So she
guessed this
says
before.
he was never beholden to me. He was a avid learner and another lover of music in general. I wish to help him find his muse, so to speak. The song was a very powerful one, hard to replicate without the acquisition of another diamond. But I haven't seen him out in a very long time, Mandy. This, as I said, was nearly 2 decades ago, and that was the last time I saw him.
Have you been here all this time?
Sorry, say that again.
Have you been here all this time?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we weren't that far away.
No, he wished to cast the spell close to home.
So
No,
this.
as in, I'm saying you could have come and visited.
Ah, no. It's. I was already planting the seeds to gain control of the dry waste. So.
Uh,
And in fact, I hate to say it, but it is your father that also began helping in that process, one guard at a time.
so when he was here, just before he left, he used this towel was his.
Enough
don't
with
know
the
when he-
towel already.
I
Guys,
No,
it's a dirty towel. I don't think it's really got much significance.
no, it has.
I wrapped the towel.
Irina
up.
doesn't know that.
I wrapped the towel up and put it into the bag.
Sure.
This
You
is
grab the towel. It's yours.
all right.
I realise the towel might have some significance, but why are you taking it?
I mean,
So the towel isn't damp or anything. It's very
no.
dry at this point. But you can tell just by the scrunched upness of it, it has been used to dry someone's body off. And it's also got that. It would have had salt water in it as well. So
so are you saying you've left that towel there on that stand for 20 years?
I have
That's
other towels.
disgusting.
I have other towels.
I mean, it was hung up. At least it dried, I guess. Though the salt probably wasn't
You've got
good
like
for it.
salt crystals growing over it now.
Yeah,
or
probably.
So
Just a dirty towel. Please don't lose yourselves. I have other towels. I use silk. This one's just the rag.
Do you
so
treat all your guests like this?
the bad news is the soul of your father is still somewhere locked. The good news is I may also be able to find your father.
Oh, good. Progress.
Don't tell me it's because the dirty towel belonged to him.
Yeah, well, the towel is.
Yeah,
is
it
what
would be a
will-
scrying item.
Yeah, it's a scrying item. Yeah,
Of
Oh,
course it
dear.
is.
but
You're going to use a towel that's probably covered in, I don't know.
I mean, couldn't you have technically used? I mean, it might have skin cells, I guess. I was gonna say, couldn't you just use the violin? It belonged to him.
Are you looking for like hair on the towel? Is that what you're doing?
no. Due to the spell itself that was used,
Mm-hmm.
his skull wouldn't have been useful as a scrying object. But if this is from Raheem after the spell was performed, then it would be useful.
That doesn't make sense.
It does.
Llewellyn,
but-
get to the point.
Because
Spit it out.
because he only died 3 years ago, right, Andy? Something like that. Is that about right?
Oh, way longer.
About 6 years or so. at
6
least.
years ago. So if
Yeah.
this was used 20 years ago, I'm not sure. Yeah.
So you
This is like
Dad's-
turning into D&D forensic science or something.
so it's your dad is dead, but he's
Well, we
also
know that.
but he's also alive.
You're being very, very cryptic.
Could you just
He-
explain?
You know when I use what's the spell called? The alter image spell. The
Alter self?
mirror image, and I create extra versions of myself.
Hmm.
Your dad has done this to the extreme, where
I was right.
What?
he's created another version of himself. So when he dies, he is not dead.
So,
Safeguard.
My
Let's speak.
crackpot theory was right.
do I have two dads?
Well,
No, it's kind of like when his first body died, he went into another body, but I think his soul is still the same.
so that's why
So
I
it's
couldn't.
inhabiting another body, which is why you can't call him. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's not dead.
He's not dead, so I couldn't speak to the dead.
Excuse me. She's just gonna walk out.
Oh,
She doesn't know how to process this. She's believed her dad is dead for about 6 odd years now. And you're just saying, he's in a different body. He's alive. So she's just
But-
like, right, okay.
But the body should be. I mean, Carius being dumb because he doesn't know much about magic, despite being a quite powerful caster, is just like,
yeah.
I mean, it's technically a separate body. It'll look exactly the same, but their items and everything would be different. So if this towel belongs to clone Raheem, then it should work for
But
Scryer.
but if this towel was used 20 years ago, then but Raheem died 6 years ago. Then does that mean he has another clone, and there's actually been 3 of him?
Oh god, we're going all Sebastian Reservoir Chronicles with this.
Well, not a
As far as I'm aware, he
Clones
only
of clones of
acquired
clones.
enough
From-
diamonds for one casting. However, Carius, if he wished to recast the spell, he would need more diamonds.
which is why he's heading to the crystal. He headed to the crystal cave.
I am unsure where he has gone. I simply opened up this chamber one day, and whatever was inside that crystal was empty.
I get
The clothes gone.
the feeling
And
that
you
I get the feeling that when he died, his body took up this clone. One of the first things he'd probably think of doing is go to try and make another one,
that might make sense.
because you can't have multiple clones walking around.
So what you're saying is you last saw him 20 years ago when he cast this spell, but not
That is-
when the clone came out. So that could have happened more recently.
She nods.
Okay, I think I get it now.
Yeah, so he
Sorry, I'm
created
a
the
bit
clone.
slow.
He created the clone about 20 odd years ago, but then he made use of the clone probably about 18 years ago. No, whenever he died.
6 years
6
ago.
years ago.
6 years ago, yeah.
Which makes Andy, he came. You know that they ran away together, and you know that Raheem came back to the Dry Oasis, and he raised you. He raised you from infancy all the way to teenage years.
Mm.
And he was there, like in the Dry Oasis, this whole time. And
Hmm.
I'm
So
not getting at anything, but there are
It's,
like
it's
little
trying
clues.
to get through her brain that there's been like a human popsicle version of her father probably in that crystal for quite a while she was mucking around and playing with street kids and stealing from fancy people and stuff like that, while also being with her dad. It's a lot to get her head round.
So
Yeah.
My father said that he was in the trouble with some of the guards from time to time. I
Hmm.
helped, of course.
I
Some
get
of those guards would turn a blind eye
I get
because they
Where's
worked
that
for me.
spectre? I need to rub this in his face.
so I get
And
the
you walk
reason.
in the other room.
I mean, they
get-
did say that it happened long ago.
Yeah. Well, your dad could have come back to you, but I get the reason that he didn't is because he was setting himself up a new clone, and that's his current mission.
He was also aiding me in one by one beguiling the guards.
I'm sorry, what?
Originally,
As
back 20
as he
years ago.
told me, he was a wanted man. Never told me what his crime was, but he agreed to help me by taking over some of the guards. One by one, we worked together, but the process was long, and we wanted to be careful, not to go undetected.
Wait.
I'm sorry to say it, Andy, but we didn't get to the captain of the guard in time before your father was issued an execution.
I
I just had a really crazy idea, but Andy, and this is just me, my brain apparently still coping with this, so I'm just going to say whatever comes to mind. Did you know Harfir before we came back to the Dry Oasis?
No.
But he seemed to know you.
Well, Smolder, she was part of his family. She left her family. She never told me why.
Yeah.
But she just said that she fell out with her family, and especially her sister. They were always fighting, so she left. But she still had status, I
Yeah.
suppose you could say, and she used that to help hide us. So
But I was just wondering, and this is just again purely throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if it makes sense. As Harthia seemed to know you, and your dad would know that you would trust a fire genasi if they were related to Smolder. Well, if Half is your dad in disguise.
no,
And that would explain why he's still able to go around like people and hypnotizing, because he would have done it originally.
Yeah.
It's a stretch. And to be honest, this is just me coping with this whole cloned thing, and
But
my
the,
head
the,
hurts.
true. I'll be.
the clone will be an exact replica, pretty much.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
I was thinking, because I mean, I can do like alter self and stuff, and bards are
Yeah.
even better than me at that.
But
normally.
when you didn't you knock half air out?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
but
you-
maybe he had an item or a more
I mean, we
powerful.
could go and talk to him. He's still locked in the cage.
Yeah,
will.
You looted him. You looted him of all his items,
that's
and you
true.
did knock him unconscious.
True. I don't know if there's a more permanent spell that does that. I don't know.
But I can try and track him with this,
Yeah.
but not right now because
Of course.
still out of spell slots.
Yeah.
But this is useful.
Mhm.
What are we doing about Urethra?
Uterpi.
That
Well, we still have to deal with the Sultan, and we still do have to deal with the Crystal Cave. Are there any magical items in your hoard here that might be at all useful with either of those?
do you need any of
Unless-
this?
Unless the people of the Dry Oasis had magical items as a commonplace,
Ah,
then no.
that's fair.
These are simply the belongings of the guards, the people, and I assume you're going to return it. But they don't have much use for gold, as you know.
Yeah, I'm
as you're
really
full
curious
aware.
how you got so much gold off a place that doesn't deal in gold.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is you got it from those traveling from the capital of the Clod, which is rife
This
in magic.
is mostly the bandits,
Bandits.
the brigands.
Yeah.
After taking control of them, I acquired their assets.
I have a question. How long does it take to make one of those clones?
The spell? It
Yeah.
takes at least a year.
We don't have that kind of time.
What, do you want to make a clone of yourself?
No,
No. No, but if we made made a clone of you,
get out
yeah.
of it by like, and then just come into the new body, I guess.
But-
I'm going to point out the time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to bed soon.
But technically other planes of existence have different flows of time. So if we could find a place where time flows quicker and do
Oh my
it
God.
there, then the year would pass faster and we might have enough time.
Oh my god.
My
That's,
brain is already as confused as it is. Does
I mean-
not involve time travel.
Yeah.
that's easily done because you create a clone here, you go to the Feywild overnight and come back 10 years later.
Yeah, but then the deal is broken with the Sultan.
But then the original
True.
Andy can die and we get the new Andy. No,
She kind
Harris
of
would-
turns over
Harris-
to Carius, and she's got these big puppy eyes that are all
I-
tearing up.
I'm joking. We're not letting anyone hurt the hair on your head, apart from the
Okay.
bad guys who have done it already.
But also, that would
'Cause-
mean leaving the Sultan to carry on doing what he's doing over and over and over. Sultan's a bad guy, basically.
Yeah.
And
or
Wait. Sandy! You've met the Sultan.
I have.
What does he look like?
What does he look like? Who is he?
What's his name?
He is known as the Sultan. He wouldn't dare give away his name. He seems to be superstitious about that. But I should have taken a page out of his book, really, given that I've given my true name to our other friend. Anyway,
Huh.
um, you should know those who have met the Sultan are sworn to secrecy and must never reveal his true appearance.
Okay. Well, he did
What's
try and
But
kill you.
fuck
stopping?
that, because I hate the guy. Yes, he's a fire genasi.
Oh.
And
So,
what did,
Oh,
can you create an image of him?
Can I create an image of him? I suppose so.
Because if you
At
can
least-
do that, then I can spy on him. We can figure out what the
Yeah.
hell he's up to.
as I did repoof Taklo, I'm just going to have Taklo just have all of this to be like, sounds like a Fae. Like a Fae fire
Fae?
genasi. Like, you know, the whole true name, all about secrets, I want talent, that's totally Fae.
He
They
she
have a
creates an
different
illusion
breed.
of a fairly tall male fire genasi that has their hair is quite short and spiky, and you see them. They're wearing these elaborate silk robes. They are bedecked in jewelry, and they have a staff at their side as well. The face is, I guess, it's actually slimmer than you'd expect. You'd maybe expect like the Sultan to be like gorged themselves on fine meals and stuff. They're actually slimmer than what you'd expect, and not that muscular either. They're very lean.
I
Their
guess fire
face,
genasi, with the nature of what they are, they burn calories.
potentially.
Nice. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to hold themselves in an image of much respect and power, but you can tell they're actually maybe just like a little bit lean, maybe even kind of scrawny if they were like in a more scrawny, hunched pose. But they're
Mhm.
showing themselves off as if they're really like of high status. But they have a smirk on their face, kind of this cocky, arrogant kind of look. And she says, "But an illusion doesn't really do him justice.
Does it
It's
look
really his
similar
voice."
to? Does it look
Is-
similar to what I saw?
From the back, yeah, it does. It is the same one. The Sultan hasn't been replaced by the looks, unless of course they're under an illusion. But it does look like the same kind of guy, yeah. No facial hair, quite clean shaved, in fact. But yeah, kind of a cocky, arrogant face, as if they deserve the world almost.
Sounds like another
Gonna-
fire genasi I know.
Sorry,
just before we wrap up, because it is
Yeah,
content
yeah.
now.
that's fine.
I'm gonna pull out a bit of parchment and like some ink and stuff like that, and I'm gonna draw the bottle.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show it to Sandy. Be like, do you recognize this?
I do, yes. That's something of a powerful focus of his. Whether it's exactly what he uses to cast his spells, or the staff, I'm not sure. But I can confirm he has a close bond with that thing. It seems to mirror his temperament. Whenever his emotions rise, the bottle also kind of mirrors that by glowing hotter. And vice versa.
I have a strange theory,
Mm.
but it's another sort of crackpot theory.
I mean, your crackpot theories usually are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're probably better than mine.
Okay, so the guy looks like a fire genasi, right?
Yeah.
But he's clearly needs someone else's power to keep his own legacy going, and he's trying to make it seem like everything kind of belongs to him. So there's a story of like I don't know if you guys have heard of genies, but they're tied to bottles, and usually they're the ones granting all the wishes, and they have power, but they can't use it for themselves. So maybe by draining the power and stuff from other people, he's kind of giving himself his own wishes.
Or freedom from that bottle.
I mean,
But
that's
he still has the bottle.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's still
Not
connected
freedom.
to it.
He still has a connection. So he's trying to almost give himself a semblance of freedom. It's not quite true freedom, though.
So what? We just have to grab the bottle and rub it?
I don't know, but he's a very secretive person, so he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean,
He had a bloody crusade, I know that much. And he wiped out all other nations on this continent.
My only question I'm going to ask really quickly, just for peace of mind, more than anything. Do I recognize any facial resemblance to Smolder?
No, you don't.
Okay, good. Because of course, the moment we were like saying fire genasi, she probably went,
Yeah.
what if? Yeah, so
there's a lot of fire genasi in the Claw Coast. You know, noble houses. In fact, I guess, Andy, give me one little perception check, because there might be something you would recognize. Yeah. Well, we'll call this the last roll of the night, and then wrap it up here. Oh, wow. Okay. I forgot you got just huge amounts. There is something about his facial features that does seem reminiscent of one of the noble houses within Gaidia. There are plenty of them. One of them, most notably, is a noble house of the Fire Genasi. The name, it's on
Sorry,
the
he's
tip
the
of your
Sultan. How much
tongue.
more noble can you get?
Of course, but
he
the
might
funny
have
thing is, Andy,
relatives.
yeah, you're thinking of relatives, and you're not 100% sure, but if his face was more full out, it would look like what was it? I'm forgetting exactly. There is a noble house of trade, but they weren't ever something of great importance. They were like on the sort of lower rung of the ladder, so to speak, in terms of nobility. They had the power to perhaps climb all the way, but they lacked the confidence or
fire.
drive to get there.
Is this right? Is this how I think it is?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
But
is this related to?
you can't really. I'm gonna say you don't remember the name, but he does look like he is of a noble house. You can't remember exactly because you're not from Gaidia. You wouldn't know all the ins and outs. So I don't know why I'm even throwing that out there. But hey,
it's like one of those things where it's like on the tip of her tongue, but she can't remember.
yeah, it's like you've seen them at perhaps big gatherings or something, but there are
Actually,
lots of noble houses. So we're gonna wrap it up here anyway. So there is one last little passageway where you saw your friend run off, but we can go to that next week. And I think I'll be back in time. We will have to see, but
I won't be here
I'll message you
next week.
Yeah.
Or
Out
the
of
week
game,
after,
can
or
we?
the week after.
Out of game, can we loot and scoot so we don't have to deal with all that?
Yeah, we can do all of that out of game if you want to start looting.
Yeah.
But it is actually mostly gold by the looks. There's not many like magical items. It's not like a treasure hoard.
Well,
but
I'm going to be looting the tomb room that I mentioned.
Speaking of loot, there is actually a loot, like a musical loot, though. Anyway, we'll end here. Sadly, you don't get to see or don't get to loot her item, which is in fact, I'll drop it in the chat just before we leave. She has this flute, right? And you saw her draw a sword out of it, and it danced to the tune.
That's a pretty.
She does, in fact, have a flute sword, which is a dancing sword, and it is also a bard of the instrument of the bards as well. And it looks something like that, I guess, is a closer depiction of it. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. But
so she's
that's
not
her.
secretly the Green Power Ranger.
No, no. She has her own custom magic item, though, for sure. Anyway, we'll end here. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see what the party want to do about the Sultan that's apparently in a week. And it looks like your friend has a head start on you in the Crystal Cave as well.
Mm.
Added little extra there, but
Yep.
anyway, thanks very much for watching. See you all next
Yep.
week.
Bye.
I
Uh,